Robert Maynard Hutchins believed very strongly in the Perennialist philosophy of education. He spent many years of his life advocating for educational reform in America, especially in the universities and colleges. Tibia Finn from Southeastern Louisiana University wrote, "Robert M. Hutchins has been deemed one of America's most highly esteemed and most well-known educators." End quote. So, just a little bit about Hutchins' life. He was born January 17th, 1899, in Brooklyn, New York. He was educated at Oberlin College, and then he went on to serve in World War I, and when he returned from serving there, he finished his education at Yale. He earned his law degree at Yale in 1925, and the Yale University saw that he was very gifted in speaking and he was very passionate about education, so they made him the dean of Yale Law School, and he served there from 1927 to 1929. In 1929, the University of Chicago was looking for a new president, and despite their misgivings and that Hutchins was so young, he was only 30 at the time, they decided to make him their president, and Hutchins served there as president and later chancellor until 1951. Throughout his life, Hutchins was involved in several other organizations, so he was very passionate about always improving himself and learning and trying to spread his ideas. In 1959, he started his own institution called the Center for the Study of Democratic Institutions, which was located near Santa Barbara, California. Hutchins died May 17th in 1977 in Santa Barbara, California. So to understand Hutchins and his life, we have to understand what his basic beliefs were. Hutchins believed, like Plato, that we as humans are capable of reason, and that we should always be trying to better ourselves through that reason by educating ourselves and learning about humanity and always try to better ourselves. He believed that through our studies we should focus a lot on the great books because he thought we could learn a lot from those. So Hutchins spent a lot of his life advocating for educational reform in America because he believed that America's education at the time was inadequate. He didn't like how in the colleges there was so much specialization, like, say, I want to become a dentist. I will only learn about what I need to learn to become a dentist. He thought that colleges should all have the same curriculum and that the university should be where the specialization took place. And he wanted college to take place from the last 2 years of what is now high school through the first 2 years of what is now college, so that people would be able to earn their bachelor's degree in their sophomore year of college. And he wanted the curriculum in the colleges to focus on the liberal arts. In his essay, The Great Conversation, Hutchins states, "The liberal artist learns to read, write, speak, listen, understand, and think. He learns to reckon, measure, and manipulate matter, quantity, and motion in order to predict, produce, and exchange." So he thought that if students had that basic knowledge, that they all learned the same thing in college, we would better be able to communicate and understand each other. So say I'm a dentist, this person over here is an artist. We learned the same things during college, though we went very different ways in the university, but we would still be able to better understand each other for that. So as he was at the University of Chicago, he tried to implement a lot of those changes, but not a lot of people, his beliefs weren't too popular. He thought of himself as a lone voice of reason in a world of mediocrity. But there were some changes at the University of Chicago while he was there. One thing that changed was the school got rid of grades and course requirements, and those were replaced with broad general education classes and comprehensive exams. So one thing that he did was he organized the graduate program into 4 academic divisions, which were the biological sciences, humanities, physical sciences, and social sciences. And because of that, The undergraduate level was just one college that learned all general stuff, which is what Hutchins wanted. The school never did adopt the Great Books curriculum as Hutchins would have liked, but in the few courses that Hutchins did teach at the university, he definitely taught from those books. One most notable thing that people would hear about when they heard of Hutchins was that he eliminated the varsity football team at the University of Chicago because he believed that a lot of schools in America would put way too much attention and efforts into the non-academic pursuits. So he didn't want sports because it distracted from academics. When he left the University of Chicago, a lot of the changes that occurred under Hutchins went back to their old ways, but Hutchins still did have an influence on the school because it wasn't the same as when he had come there. And he definitely influenced a lot of his students, and he also gave a lot of speeches and wrote a lot of books, and those influenced a lot of people around America. There are still some colleges today in America that focus on the Perennialist philosophy of education, though not very many. So one thing that he accomplished was when he established the Center for the Study of Democratic Institutions, which was where senior citizens would meet with guests, and they would discuss and study the position papers and engage in informal discussions. So through this and other work, lots of people came to have a lot more attention on the perennialist philosophy and studying the great books. Personally, because of the research I've done in this project, I haven't changed my views towards the perennialist philosophy very much. I probably won't use it when I teach, but I can definitely understand that way of thinking a lot better now. And one thing that I'll probably do in my future is I will think about and study more the great books, whereas before I probably wouldn't have given them quite as much thought. Thank you.